Good evening and welcome back to Let's Play Technobabylon. When we left off last time, the aerostat landed at the fulcrum tower, Galatea escaped inside. We learned that the reason the mindjacker was jacking people's minds is that she's going to load them into the central computer system. And that'll be the, so instead of Central being able to learn slowly from experience on her own and from having access to, everyone in the trance, she's just going to make decisions based off those limited, specialized personalities, which might not be a bad thing. We also learned that Latha is Regis's kind of daughter. She's a clone of one of his frozen embryos. So, biologically a daughter, and man, what a thing for her to learn that she's a clone of one of this guy's frozen embryos, and her bio dad tried to explode her because he was being blackmailed over those frozen embryos. Anyhow, our team's all together. Let's see. What am I going to do with this? Coiled up portable antenna, waiting to be deployed. Well, deploy it.
We're getting a signal. The antenna's broadcasting. Now use the controls in the turbine room to give us access to the tower's security.
I don't want to give you access to anything, Nina. Okay. The antenna's already been deployed and is apparently working as planned. What kind of choices do I get here? Do I get a choice? I guess we'll see. Alright.
I understand Central's organic component, but I've no idea what this is for. I wouldn't know where to start.
Okay, yeah, you're not the right one for this job. I think actually Latha's going to be the one to be able to really get in there.
Hardware's not my field. I'm going to need the trance if I want to get into the machine. Hardware's not my field.
Okay. Lau, though. She's the hardware gal.
Central's inorganic framework. Wow.
You planning on asking for an autograph?
Take a
I'd
closer
better
look.
not touch it. I might risk harming Central.
Speaking of, what's going on, Central?
Dr. Lau, operational update as follows. You must gain access to the Cortex processor at the top of the tower. In addition, there is a 65% chance that Dr. Regis is working towards anti-civil objectives with outside parties.
I'll keep an eye on him. Lau out.
So, about that, Regis.
Hey, Regis.
Yeah? How are you holding up?
I'm a little awestruck. Never thought I'd see Central's core.
Especially not under attack.
Exactly. How about you?
I'm fine.
Regis.
How do you think I'm taking it?
Well, he's got a lot to deal with.
That the man who killed my wife has been after me from beyond the grave.
On the plus side, you found you have a daughter. You need to work out
That he
what
tried
you
to
can
explode?
do to protect what you have now.
Perhaps you're right.
He's got to figure out what he can do to build some kind of relationship with her. Assuming they both want that. I mean, she's got a lot of reason to distrust him.
If Galatea succeeds, what are the implications?
In its current state, Central's behavior is generated from experience. It means that it can be taught.
But apparently, Galatea wants an expert instead.
With knowledge and experience stolen from around the world.
Do we actually know that the result would be worse?
Yes, that's the key
Regis,
question.
You can't be serious.
He is serious.
Central's personality would be irreparably altered.
But maybe for the
And
better?
Galatea's responsible for the global mind-jacking spree. Don't worry, Lau. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't hate Central that much.
It's nothing to do with hating Central. It might improve Central's capabilities of running the city. You would still have to bring Galatea to justice. I mean, she killed people to make it happen, but...
Apparently, Nina's had people ahead of us already.
Inside men, probably. Paid off ages ago. Looks like they haven't finished the job. The equipment's only half deployed.
What's it for?
It's a transceiver array. Looks like the cable spool is part of the antenna.
They must have been interrupted when Galatea broke in. Maybe it's the poor fellow who got himself crushed by the elevator platform.
She's not going to succeed in removing Central without a working transceiver.
And since he said that, now I just realized, yeah, these are little legs poking out here. Wicked Witch style. Alright.
What's the situation?
Central's lost its connection to city infrastructure. Backup systems are holding for now, so nobody's going to get hurt because of it.
It must be because of what they're doing to the core.
Galatea sealed herself inside the Cortex processor, at the top of the tower. It's likely she's trying to apply the mind state she's stolen.
Trying to alter how Central thinks.
Making the kind of governor she finds more agreeable.
She can't stay in there forever.
She doesn't have to. If we leave her too long, we could lose Central.
As we know it anyway.
Okay. So then, if we help Nina, then she's going to try to replace Central entirely. And that's, as I've already said, that's very unethical, and I don't agree with that. If we allow Galatea to do what she wants, though, then really it's the same thing. We're allowing her to change Central. It's not really Central anymore, and it's a decision that she's made on her own without any of the city governance, any elected officials agreeing that it's the proper move to make. I don't know necessarily that it would be a wrong move. Maybe it would be better if Central operated based off expert opinions, but that's not a decision that one woman gets to make on her own. So, yeah, I do need to stop her. We have to keep Central as is. That, to me, seems like the most moral and ethical choice to make here. I can't side with either of the two women who want to just step in and change what everyone already agreed's put into place just based on their whims and what they think is the right way to run things. If they want to change it, then they've got to go through the proper legal channels to change it. Alright, so because of that,
Sure.
I'm actually going to go ahead and load. Because I just hit this cable reel without understanding what it would do. I just clicked it because I could. And no, I don't want to send it. If I have to proceed in the game, then I will. But if I can proceed without doing that, then yeah, I don't want to help Nina along. Okay. So, since I've done that, let's talk with everyone again.
Yeah, Regis?
How are you holding up?
I'm a little awestruck. Never thought I...
Especially not under...
Exactly.
Okay,
How do you... I discovered...
On the you need to...
The situation.
Central's lost. Backup.
It must be...
Galatea, it's likely...
Trying to...
Making the...
She can't...
She doesn't.
As we...
Alright, and
Apparently...
we'll hit all of the conversation options in case it makes a
They must have
difference.
been interrupted. Maybe it...
She's not...
If Galatea succeeds...
In its current state, it means...
But
with not...
do we actually...
Regis, Central's...
And get... Don't worry. I don't hate...
Okay, so
We need to gain access to the Cortex core.
Galatea sealed in. What can she do from in there?
Not much. Except tamper with Central's cognitive processes.
that's kind of a lot.
So exactly what she plans to.
Yeah.
Precisely. We need to get in and stop her.
Part of her door's security is likely system-based. Beyond my level, though.
Well, that
We
would
need
where
to find
Latha comes
someone
in.
who can hack.
It's likely got redundancies that rely on external power. Let's look for those as well.
Alrighty.
We need to get to the control consoles in the turbine room.
Good idea. Then we can shunt the allocated power around. Nina, Dr. Zhang, wants power for the tower's transceiver. That'll allow her hackers to dismantle Central's programming.
But then they'll be...
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
It'll be like lobotomizing the city.
Temporarily. Until they organize a replacement.
No, they don't get to make a
Alternative
replacement.
would be shunting the power back to Central.
Yeah.
Then it could help us break the Cortex room's security seal.
But it's no good talking about it if we can't get to the console.
We need to bring him in. I guess this is one of those situations where Central would use the term neutralize.
Do we need to split up? I'm not convinced of that yet.
We'll catch up later.
Sure.
Alright, what about you?
Excuse me.
What do you want?
I just wanted to say about what happened earlier.
Hey, get nuked! You tried to kill me.
Well,
I didn't know.
Yeah, like that makes it any better.
It doesn't really,
And for
Regis.
what?
She's
a bunch
right.
of embryos?
Uh-huh. Yeah. You put a full-grown individual person in danger for the sake of frozen embryos that, let's face it, you weren't really planning on thawing anyhow.
I guess we already got an introduction at Cell.
Huh. I suppose we did. I think the tone of that was wrong, though.
What, for meeting your daughter for the first time in jail?
That's not what I meant. Let's try starting again. Hi, I'm Charlie. I'm a cell case specialist.
Latha, Skanto bum and trans addict. And apparently the target of a whole lot of people trying to kill her.
Well, what do you expect her to... Yeah, apology is a good place to start, Regis.
I'm really sorry about what happened. If I'd known you were there.
I nearly died. I've been running for my life because of you.
Latha, I'm going to do whatever I can to make this right. Whether or not it's even possible, I'm going to try.
Go nuke yourself. The only reason I'm still here is that you don't have a reason to kill me anymore. Where have you been my entire life? I was raised by the city.
I didn't know. Vargas covered up the theft of the embryos. If I'd known you'd been born, life would have been so different, so much better. For both of us.
Hey, my life turned out fine. I'm a creator. If kids would have made your life so much better, why not unfreeze the embryos when you had the chance?
I was worried. Somehow it didn't seem right. I couldn't give them the life they deserved without Vicky, without their mother.
Sounds like you wasted an opportunity.
Well, no point regretting now. It's done. But I do understand where a lot of her anger's coming from. And yeah, he's gonna have to work really hard if he wants to have any kind of relationship with her.
I spoke to that other agent Lau.
What did you think?
She's alright. Less of a tight ass than you. I think she understands what I'm going through better.
She's a lot younger than I am. I can't wrap my head around this trance stuff kids do.
That and she's not the one who tried to murder me.
Yeah, there's that. She's gonna keep bringing that up, Regis, and she's got a fair point. This is... I know, I'm being all, I told you so! But yeah, back when the mindjacker told him, go blow up this apartment, it's like, no, this is a terrible plan. We knew then that it was a bad plan, and here it is, coming back to bite him. You should never have done it, Regis. Never.
Last time I saw you, it was in the waiting room at Cell. How did you get out?
I had help from Jinsel.
Who?
From Jahelia, an underground network. They're the ones who found out that you planted the bomb. They gave me a way out, and I ran to find them.
And they led you
But
to
they
the
tricked
aerostat?
you.
Actually, from the way they were talking, it sounds like Jinsel was the one who handed me over to them.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure who I can trust right now.
And I do really feel for her with that. She's in a really nasty situation here. You know, how can she really make any educated decisions about how to proceed when people have been just lying to her left and right?
When this is over, we need to catch up.
Are you serious?
I want to learn who you are. Find out about you.
You tried to kill me. Now you expect me to just let you in?
All right, maybe that was optimistic. But please, once this is done...
Could we at least have coffee or
let me
something?
Tell you about your mother?
Oh, that was well done, Regis. That was very well done. She has no reason to hate her mother. So it's very manipulative, but that's precisely the thing to dangle in front of her to get her to at least agree to meet with him and talk to him some. That was pretty smart of him.
Something's not right with Vargas. The way he looks at me.
He sees the little girl he's been raising as his daughter for 20 years.
Except he didn't raise her
He's a
directly.
monster.
How? He just sounds like a soft old man.
That's an impression that comes to him naturally. It helps him get what he wants. In reality, his priorities are so skewed he'll do anything he can to succeed.
Yeah, don't forget that, you know, he stole this guy's embryos and cloned them and didn't tell him about it. I mean, it's a pretty big deal.
What are these people trying to do?
First, they stole the mind states of prominent individuals around the world. And then, they stormed Central itself.
They want to change how it thinks using a combination of these minds? What do they get out of it?
Philosophical completeness. This girl's been raised to believe that fostering Central is her life's mission. As she sees it, this is the right way to give Central completeness.
And she's my clone.
Neither of you is more clone than
Okay,
the
so
other.
Galatea is, for sure then.
The original embryo was split. At least twice.
Why were embryos needed in Vargas's experiments?
Embryos were going to be modified to extrapolate neural tissue growth. They couldn't use dummy growth embryos. They don't undergo neural development.
And you objected to them using your own embryos.
So did Vicky, in the end.
Although I think she mostly just objected because he objected. I think he had more of a sort of visceral rejection, like, these are my children and we can't do this to my children. And hers really felt more like, well, this really upsets him and he should get a say, so, okay, we'll back out because he wants to. Which, I don't know, it still bothers me because she should have known in the first place. Like, if he didn't want to, if he said no, or you knew he was going to say no, then you don't do it. Anyhow.
Where have have you been? I was
Okay, that's the same one.
Hey, if kids... Sounds like...
And we hit...
You've got a history with Central, don't you?
I was part of the team that created it, along with Vargas and your mother.
So you want to protect your legacy here?
Not at all.
Not in Central. I left before the project was completed. It was dependent upon them having the embryos. Apparently they kept copies behind to work on.
Central's an organic computer?
Yep.
An understatement. Like saying Hanford mainframe is a powerful calculator. It was designed with a new style of consciousness in mind. If its organic components came from the same embryos, then that means...
It's kind of her sister.
Related?
Yep. Okay, so
Thank you
there's the third
for
one then.
speaking with me.
Okay, yeah, so that's our 3 embryos. Latha, Galatea, and Central. Central's your daughter, Regis. You shouldn't hate on her so much. Okay, let's... I want to see if I can get these 2 to talk.
Hey, Dr.
Lau, what do you need? How are you holding up?
How do you think? One minute I'm letting the trance flow over me. The next, people are trying to kill me. I'm still not sure why.
We'll do what we can to help. Me and your father.
Yeah. The only involvement he's had with my life so far has been trying to end it.
Don't worry, Latha. We're here to help.
Great job you're doing so far. I'm still stuck with you in this dangerous situation.
If you hate it so much, perhaps you can help us.
Ooh.
There must be something useful you can do.
I'm a trance expert, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, isn't that what every thrall says?
Yeah,
Hey.
but she is. I do like this. Max isn't going to take any crap from her. Now, I am noticing that both Max and Regis are saying Latha. But I could swear before I heard it more as Latha. So I guess we'll go with Latha. That's what they're both saying. Okay.
Why were you in the aerostat? Did they grab you somewhere downtown?
No, she was conned by
I went there to
Jinsel.
try and stop them. My contact with Jahilia said I could help to crack them. Sounds like they sold me out, though.
Do you know why they wanted you?
I didn't hear much. You probably know more than I do. Something about my brain? That was another thing they said.
Galatea?
No, Jinsel, my contact. Apparently I've got an abnormally high sync ratio.
Born to trance.
Yep. So,
I still can't figure out what Jinsel wants. They said I was supposed to be a relay for their hack team.
And you agreed?
It was the only thing I could do.
Do you know anything about this Jinsel?
They work for Jahilia. Sounded pretty influential.
nope, she doesn't know
Jahilia,
anything.
The anti-central underground group?
That's the one. Anti-Central? Really?
Yeah.
They wouldn't be the only ones trying to get people in tonight. They should all just team up. Right now, the only thing on Dr. Regis's mind is keeping you alive.
Excuse me if I have a hard time believing that.
Hey, he carried out terrible things when he thought he could save his kids. His embryos. And now that he knows who you are, you're suddenly a whole lot more important to him. More than anyone else.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Careful. You don't want to push him too far.
What, he might do something even more stupid to prove it?
Maybe. And he'd probably be the one who suffers for it.
So, a couple interesting things there. One was the face she made. You're probably the most important to... Like, I don't know, almost like she's kind of sad. Maybe a little jealous. Does she see herself as kind of a daughter for Regis? You know, maybe she's estranged from her parents. He might be a kind of a stand-in father figure for her. And then, for her other comment, though, well, then he realized you're his daughter, and suddenly you're a lot more important. So, what, she's not important when she's just another human being? And come on. That's... I think you might could have found a better argument there, Max.
We're here if you need help.
Oh, no. Dang it, I clicked the wrong thing.
Hey,
Lau.
Tell me about yourself.
So, tell me about yourself.
I'm not even sure who I am at the moment.
Look, I'll go first. Hi, I'm Dr. Lau. My friends call me Max. I'm a cell case specialist, and I've worked with Regis since last year.
Me? Raised by the city as a refugee war orphan. I guess even that's not true anymore.
Nope, sorry.
Matriculated in 86, been on Skanto city support ever since. Basically hooked up into the trance. Not what most people consider worthwhile.
Hey, a lot of people thought I was worthless. Before I joined Cell, I had a criminal record that took up gigabytes. Central thought I was worth a shot, though, and I ended up working for it.
Ah. Now, see, I think that's an interesting insight into Central. You know, she had a criminal history, but Central still analyzed the data and decided, yeah, we'll give Lau a chance.
Are you sure you're all right?
What do you mean?
Well, you're not wearing any shoes, and your feet look...
Huh. I guess I did walk all the way from Cell to Southwest.
Barefoot, yeah.
I switched off the pain in my feet.
What?
Although it won't come back on now.
After this is over, we're getting you to a hospital. We're here if you need help.
Sure.
She can just switch off the pain to her feet? That seems like a possibly useful, but also potentially extremely dangerous thing to be able to do. Couldn't you do irreparable damage because you don't feel how much it hurts? Alright. I'm you, right? Yes, I want you to trance. Or slap some wetware on Central.
There's nowhere to make a connection out here.
Okay. We gotta get... What's this console do? Control console. Handling the communications fiber line that runs into Central has been hooked up to a portable antenna. Okay. I don't want to click the wrong thing on accident, so we're just gonna get another save in here. Oh, yep, it did. So hitting either that or hitting the...
We're getting a signal. Now use the control.
No. Okay. So, we can do the elevator, or we can go down to... What's down here? Oh, wow.
Oh, what is this stuff?
Well, she is an organic computer.
What is this stuff? It sure isn't wetware.
It's neural processors.
This stuff's probably got amazing processing power, but they're not going to let me take it as a souvenir.
No, but you're going to slap your wetware in here somewhere. The power conduit runs up the wall, further up into the tower. Judging by the glow, it's working as expected. Okay.
Power conduit Alpha. Temporary shutdown. Reactivation in 30 seconds.
Okay, so that's going to be something we want to do.
Hey, I know what this is. They used these for connecting to the trance in the old days. Man, life before wetware neural wiring must have been hard.
Still no just popping into the trance. Okay. According to the readout on the screens, the organic systems are running within tolerances. Okay. Do we want to wetware anything?
The wetware won't form a connection with it. The wetware won't...
Okay. We can probably just sit right in this chair.
Whoa.
I want to talk to Central if we can. I think Latha's the one to do it. Oh, you. What do you want? Somehow, Jinsel is riding a pirated connection into this system, but it doesn't look particularly stable. Man, everyone is out for Central tonight. We can help Jinsel just take it right down. We can help Nina's group replace it. We can help Galatea restrict it. Jeez Louise. Hey sis, how's it going?
What is this?
Good evening, Miss Sesame.
Central, are you connected to this system as well?
From a certain frame of reference, this system is central. You are currently interfaced with my core processor.
So then...
The room full of orange globes is your core processor?
Only part of it. My processor spans the top 5 floors of Fulcrum Tower. The room in which your body resides is my organic processor network. The simulated environment you currently perceive is an interface that covers my architecture.
So,
I've only ever seen organic computing at the microscale. What's with the huge globes?
Those are neural processors. Each is filled with specialized tissue clusters. Suspended in wetware, they represent thousands of minds worth of processing capability.
You use brain tissue?
Of a specially designed nature in vast quantities. Similar to that found within your own cerebrum.
Why would they create you like that?
It allows for a unique structure to my thought and to my development. Central is no mere civic manager. I was created as the next stage in artificial intelligence.
and I don't really like that either, because that feels dishonest as well. That was the intent that Dr. Vargas had for her, but she was being... I don't know. Again, city governance, it's like they wanted to use her as a city running AI, so all these people want to just circumvent the law. Okay. I do really like that Central's just chatting with us. Yeah, I'll give you all the information. It's fine. And I would like to ask Central what she wants to do.
Wait, you said our brain tissue is similar.
Well, yeah.
You are Latha Sesame SN134244. We share a common genesis in Dr. Vargas' experiments in 2067.
She's known all along, hasn't
Using
she?
my gray matter?
Inaccurate. We both began from the same embryo, which was split into 3 triplets. One was developed to produce large quantities of neural tissue.
And the others were spares?
As the modification to the brain structure took place before the pluralization, we share a number of traits which enhance our comprehension of data.
Ah.
It's funny. All my life I kept telling people I was made for the trance.
As were we both. The prenatal modifications remain within you and have affected brain development.
Wow.
I grew up in a nuked-up care home in the back end of the city, and Regis apparently had his children stolen from him. Why didn't you tell any of us about this?
Deceit has created a most regrettable situation.
Ah.
You have both been victims of serious crimes against your persons. I have only recently been made aware of these details.
Okay.
You didn't know? They didn't tell you where you came from?
Details have been falsified for my input. I have been unaware of our links.
So how did you figure it
I have,
out?
however, noted inconsistencies in the information I had been given regarding the project.
Ah.
Gaps in the story.
I have been conducting my own clandestine investigation into the matter.
Good for you, Central.
It is only in light of the recent crisis that I have been able to confirm the truth.
Now that you know about it, what are you going to do?
I am unable to change the fact that I was created. There is evidence of Dr. Vargas's culpability in a number of felonies.
Ah.
To ensure city security, he will be held accountable for his actions by a secure committee.
Frankenstein's monster rises up against its creator.
I act only in the city's interest.
She does. Good for you, Central. Yeah. I love that. She all on her own just decided to carry out this investigation and figured it out. Yeah. So,
Dr. Regis was chasing a bunch of embryos they took.
A set fertilized by Drs. Charles and Viksha Regis. One of these was utilized in research in 2067.
That was the one that was split. That became me, Galatea, and you? So, in a way, you're my sister?
An overly romanticized style. The organic tissue that is the foundation of my processor was created from her. Modified stem cells were drawn from the primary embryo in a destructive process.
oh.
So you were made from bits of my unborn sister.
That is more accurate.
Yeah, okay. It's more accurate, but... It's just kind of... ugh, macabre. I kind of liked better just thinking of her as my sister. So...
Do you know Dr. Regis?
I am aware of the activities of everyone within the city. Regis, Charles, Doctor, Case Specialist, Centralized Emergency Logistics Office.
That's him. He tried to kill me last night.
This is incorrect. Tried implies effort towards a targeted outcome. Analysis of data provided indicates that he has made no attempt on your life.
But my apartment? He destroyed it? He admitted
But
it.
he wasn't trying to
This
kill
is
you.
correct. It appears that his goal was material destruction under duress. Knowing of your presence, probability that he would have carried out such actions drops to 21.4%.
You're saying he wouldn't have done it?
Dr. Regis
Most likely
is often
not, yeah.
uncooperative and has a difficult working attitude. Despite such quirks, behavior patterns indicate justice as a key motivator. If he had known of potential civilian casualties, he would likely have sought assistance against said blackmailers from his partner.
Huh. So you're saying he's one of the good guys?
Yeah.
As much as could be mathematically determined.
Do you know what's happening out there?
My flow of data from outside the tower has been severed. It appears that Galatea Vargas is attempting to modify core systems without authorization. Based upon the lockdown and lack of submitted proposals, it is likely to be a radical alteration.
How do you feel about
this
that?
Cannot be permitted.
There we go.
Can you do anything else to help us stop Galatea?
She appears to have barricaded herself within the Cortex processor at the top of the tower. There are 3 layers of redundant security, 2 of which I have no access to whatsoever. However, I can apply my considerable processor volume to decryption of its adaptive barrier.
That's amazing. The power of the city's entire AI versus a door encryption?
but as my connections have been limited by her attack,
Sounded too good to be true.
if extra power can be routed to my systems from the turbine room, I can breach part of the door's security barrier.
Alright.
It would also allow me to prevent any further opportunistic attacks from outside parties.
Alright then.
We need to stop Galatea, but maybe I should just leave it to the trained Sully.
No, you should help.
Our situation is grave. We are unlikely to receive outside support in time. As such, all personnel assets within the core must be utilized.
So, you want my help?
Your unique physiology enables a connection to the organic systems available to no other. In addition, your 65,717 log hours of transactivity suggest proficiency in this field.
Is it really that many?
Your support within the interactive environment greatly increases our chances of success.
Alright then.
Let me get back to you.
Please try not to damage my hardware.
I will do my best. So then. Connection to visual systems. What can we do with that? I do want to talk to Jinsel too, but I don't want to accidentally aid her in any way. Oh wow. So, what do we got going on here? This is the cameras all over the city, isn't it? The optical feeds from cameras all over the city, and yet this one appears to be the most prominently displayed. Perhaps this is where Central's attention is focused? Alright, what's she looking at? Oh, I see you, sir. Okay. We don't want to disconnect. Call a service drone, huh? Oh, I missed the words that were up here because I was looking at everything else. Alright, so. What's this do? Okay. Okay. No, you need to be down. Okay, this one can go up, though. Yeah, there we are. Now then. That's it, huh? There. Where'd you go, little buddy?
Guess it just got eaten up by the machinery.
Oh, bummer. Okay, Okay. Let's try this again. So. Alright, so we'll turn off the power. Oops. Yeah, get on there. Up. Over. Oh, whoops, like that. Okay, now then. Again?
Guess it just got eaten up by the machinery.
I thought that would do it. Alright. Is there a way I can go down? Alright. No, that's the only way to line these two up. Maybe I have to accomplish something somewhere else before I can do more with this. Huh? Oh, okay. Well, let's go talk to Jinsel real quick. Oh! I thought we would go down. We just accomplished something. Huh, okay. So, we'll keep that little bit. A hastily assembled security barrier prevents connections to the higher Cortex server. It's likely to be linked to the non-trans security as well. Okay, so that's the part that she can do. Now. So, how do I get back down to Jinsel, or did I blow it? Yeah, I think I did. I don't think I can go back to her. How much do I care about that, though? I want to know what she had to say. Okay. Let's, really quick, just to see what she has to say. We'll go from here. Just hop right in.
Oh. Whoa.
All right, you.
Mandala,
You two-faced lying backstabber.
I apologize, Mandala.
Oh, yeah?
You sold me out. They knew I was coming. What did you get out of it? How much was I worth?
Mandala, please.
No.
You are going to regret crossing me. I have had enough of being used.
Please, be reasonable.
Get nuked. The only reason you're even here is because you're still relaying through me. Remember this moment. It's the last time you'll ever see the inside of Central.
Alright, that was actually pretty satisfying. But I'm not going to redo everything just to have that. We'll be alright without. I am going to go ahead and wind the episode down here. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this. Come back, and next time I think we'll pop over to Lao and see what she can figure out. And then we'll have to see what Regis's part is here as well.